It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, I want you to listen to the sound of my voice just as if it were noise. Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound. You are centered and easily balanced, and you have a feeling of being thoroughly rooted to the ground. The easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you. Just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. And let them go.
So-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse signs, words, numbers, symbols, and ideas with the real world.
So in the same way, the difference between myself and all the rest of the universe is nothing more than an idea. It is not a real difference. And meditation is the way in which we come to feel our basic inseparability from the whole universe. And what that requires is that we shut up. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. And so in exactly the same way, if I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. Therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols, and I'm never in relationship with reality. All right, now that's the first basic reason for meditation. But there is another sense, and this is going to be a little bit more difficult to understand, why we could say that meditation doesn't have a reason, or doesn't have a purpose. And in this respect, it's unlike almost all other things that we do, except perhaps making music and dancing. Because when we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point. When we dance, the journey itself is the point. When we play music, the playing itself is the point. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation. Meditation is the discovery that the point of life is always arrived at in the immediate moment. And therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Because the future, it doesn't exist. As the proverb says, tomorrow never comes. There is no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be, because time is always now. And that's one of the things we discover when we stop talking to ourselves and stop thinking. We find there is only a present, only an eternal now. And brings us into a state of peace where we can understand that the point of life, the place where it's at, is simply here and now. Where am I going? And to answer that question, you have to try and find out what you want. And so I went into that very thoroughly. What do I want to happen? And, of course, as soon as you ask yourself that, you begin to fantasize. And our amazing technology is, of course, an expression of human desire for power, for what we want to achieve. So I simply set myself to thinking through how far we could go. question, and you will find, if you go into it very, very deeply, that you have it. Now, you may change your mind about it, but you do have what you want. And you get back and back and back, and eventually you get tired of answering. So, but what happens, you see, when we trace the causation of things into the past, it all begins to fade out in silence and no answer. Why? Because it didn't begin there. The universe begins now. It didn't begin in the past. And the past trails back from now like the wake of a ship.
Space is you. Space is your consciousness. And your consciousness is not something located in your head, although your head is a way in which it's focused. In rather the same way that we project measurements, lines of latitude and longitude, or the cutting up of another abstraction called time into divisions like hours, minutes, and seconds, which are there only on the dial of the clock. The Earth in its rotation doesn't tick. And time is, of course, seen thus, simply a measure of change.
There is no time, my dear. It's always now.
Space must, in this connection, for a moment be considered from the point of view of optics. The eye is receptive to a certain spectrum of vibrations of light. And therefore, where such vibrations are not being transmitted, the nerve ends are not stimulated, and therefore don't report. And that failure to report is space. But actually, there is nowhere in the universe where there is not some kind of vibration going on, so that if you had an instrument that responded to it, you would see that space was full of impulses. Dualities in the world is the duality of something and nothing, of being and non-being, and of course in our thinking, the solid world represents existence, and the space world represents non-existence. Into space and you float. This is only begins to be understood by rocket people as they get out there. We're going to have, I don't know how the psychology of this is proceeding, we're going to have an awful lot of people getting out in space and not wanting to come back.
In other words, you often think perhaps, maybe a long, long time ahead, I shall reach the point where I wake up from manifestation and overcome the world illusion. So when you can sit without thinking, not with an empty mind, but just a non-analytic mind, a non-probing mind. Where you're not creating problems all the time by trying to control it, by trying to control your mind, by trying to control your experience, what you see and hear. You then just simply discover that there is no way of controlling what you're experiencing, because what you're experiencing is you. You are aware, therefore, of yourself, the mysterious self that you have, in terms of experience. Because there isn't really any difference. If I say to you, accept your experience, be calm and open to things, that again perpetuates the illusion that you're something different from. So we go round and round. If you go to a teacher and ask for spiritual instruction, or even if you come to a seminar like this, you are, by doing that, confusing yourself. Because you are looking for what you're asking for outside, as if someone else could give it to you, as if you didn't have it. And then you realize very clearly that the state of development that you are in now is no better and no worse than anybody else's state. Because it's like space again. Which planet is in, or which star is in the best position? Well, it's all equal. They're all in the middle. Any one can be considered as the center one. Any point on a sphere is the center of the surface of the sphere. And in each being in a unique way is, as Christians would say, manifesting the will of God. But the thing you're looking for, or think you're looking for, is what you're doing, is what's called you. So therefore, if we ask life to have a meaning, we look for something other than life to be that meaning. And therefore we reduce life to a being mere words and mere symbol. That's a little different sense of the word meaning. And yes, I would say that life has that kind of meaning, but you don't seek it. Because if you seek it, you lose it. I see the process of life as an essentially musical process which has no meaning except itself. It is going round in circles like we love to spin in circles when we're dancing. Like children love to spin around in circles till they get dizzy. That's fun. And so the articulation of wonderful patterns is the meaning of life. see, going round in circles, as you may have observed by looking at the sky, is what the universe is doing. Seeking's all right. I mean, it's a free country. But it invariably takes you away from what you're looking for. Because every search supposes I will find it later, not now. Catch on to that now gets very profound. I mean, it's the moment when nothing becomes something. And I don't see how much profounder than that you can get.
You always get what you want. Invariably. Even though you may think that it's entirely opposed to your wishes. In another way, everything that comes to you is a return to you of what goes out of you. Yes, obviously, that's absurd. If you confine the definition of yourself to your voluntary, conscious behavior. You know, it's like Oppenheimer said, it's perfectly obvious that the whole world is going to hell. And the only possible way we might stop that happening is not to try to prevent it. You know, all these wars are started out by people who think that they're helping someone, that it's going to make things better. The person who's going to press that button is the person who's going to be in panic.
So if you realize that that's what it is, and that it doesn't really matter if the whole human race blows itself up, then there's a chance that it won't do it. That's the only chance we have.
So we can get absolutely fascinated with disaster, with doom. You know, all the news in the newspapers is invariably bad news. There is no good news in the newspapers. People wouldn't buy a newspaper consisting of good news. The fascination, you see, for this doom might be neutralized if we would say, well, why bother about that? And
It's the double bind. The whole situation's a double bind. Because it doesn't do any good to stay here, and it doesn't do you any good to go away.
What question could you ask about love? What is love?
If I love me, what do I want? And furthermore, who am I? Because if I'm going to be realistic about getting what I want, I've got to be pretty sure what it is that's me and what is the state of desire in me. If I am desire, see, if I am a center of desire, what's it all for?
But when we look for pleasure, you see, we split ourselves. We divide ourselves from pleasure in seeking it. And in trying to get away from pain, we divide ourselves from pain, not realizing that that's what creates pain, is the division of experience. So that the wholeness of experience is broken, and we are disintegrated.
Why are you concentrating? Why are you saying prayers? Why do you think you should believe in God? And it always comes up because I'm just a son of a bitch. I mean, I'm out for my own good, and this seems to be the way. So he says, you see, you don't have any genuine love at all. It's all fake. And so you have to find, first of all, where the genuine love is. Now, you love you, don't you? That's genuine. We won't argue about that. When you try to imitate the way a saint behaves, you have made a forced change, and you know all forced behavior is phony. It's like someone saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, when you don't. You feel you ought to, but you don't really. And there's something, it doesn't ring true. Well, think of the poor Lord, listening to all the prayers of all those people saying, I love you, Jesus. And he knows they don't. They're just saying this because they think they ought to. So I'm going to say to you frankly, I'm out for me.
That I cannot experience me without you, or without the other. They're inseparable. But you don't find this out until you investigate, until you really go into the question, what do I want? And that's the most important investigation anyone can make.